Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Punchups, the only podcast in it for movie news, movie reviews, and more. Two popcorn nerds.
Popcorn nerds.
Popcorn nerds. So, movie buffs. We pick a movie each. We go head to head, and a best of seven. A loser has to watch something that the winner picks. So we are on a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And it is a very, very big week because Lawson's gone for his favourite IP ever. It is The Fallout. So season 2 has 3 episodes out now. Mm-hmm. And I went the Marty Supreme, the newest A24, another kind of Lawson specialty. He loves the old A24 specials.
Yeah, this wasn't even on my radar, and I have a lot to say about it.
Ooh.
So, I look forward to see what you thought of it, I should say.
Right.
I'm not sure it was as much for you as it was for me in the end.
Oh, there is not much movie news, but there is a big bit of movie news, and it is a Reimann special. So, the IP that is very dear to my heart, which is the Marvel IP, I love it. I love all the superheroes. We have the Avengers Doomsday has released 2 trailers now. They're like teaser trailers. So we've had, obviously, Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America. And then we have also confirmed that, what's his name? The Australian Chris Hemsworth is returning as Thor again, and they are going to be facing off against Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. So he's playing Doctor Doom. In the teaser trailer, we did get to see the confirmation of X-Men, so we do get to see Cyclops going, with these beams going everywhere. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, so I am super keen. So does he
scream every time he opens his beam, does he?
Oh yeah, you know when he takes off his visor, which normally people wear visors. Yeah, he's of course because his eyes are gone. Imagine laser eyes. Your laser eyes would hurt. That's why you scream. Would you not?
I mean, I can't argue with that logic.
Yeah, thank you. But we are expected a proper trailer coming either end of this week or next week. So I'm super, super keen for that. So get keen. But yeah, not much else on the old movie news. It's just one of those times. It's getting ready for all the January movies. So obviously we had the Boxing Day releases, and then there won't be much until mid-January.
Yeah. Get Burn Temple soon.
Yeah. Ooh, well, that's 14th, I reckon. So it's not too far away either.
16th? I forget now.
I don't know. It's normally a Thursday release for us. So
something 10th.
Yeah. So here we go. The battle of the picks. So Lawson's starting with his favourite IP.
Yeah. And for once, you're not being sarcastic. When you say, Lawson's favourite thing, it's you throw on some shit. So for once, you're right. This is my favourite IP. We watched the second season of Fallout. The first 3 episodes are out. We wanted to wait a little bit before we dove into it. I think it's worth getting the full context of, finally getting into the new season. This season, as we saw at the end of last season, takes place in and around New Vegas, which had the community so fucking excited. Fallout New Vegas is heavily considered the best one.
On a scale of 1 to 7, how excited were you?
7, 8, 9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I squealed when Hank at the end of the last season is in his power armor and is walking towards New Vegas, and the camera cranes up and looks, you see New Vegas the first time in the distance. I literally squealed and giggled with excitement.
Ready? Camera pans in, power armor's walking. Camera then pans out. New Vegas is in the foreground. Squeal.
How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, it was great.
Is that what you wanted? All right.
That's what I wanted.
Sweet.
Yep.
So all our characters are more or less starting to head that way, somewhat. So Lucy is trying to track down Hank, her father, after she found out that Hank was, he existed pre-war, that he was he works for the bad guys. The whole first season is her trying to bring him back home. But then she learns all the information that he's responsible for her mother's death and yada, yada, yada. So she's trying to get to him to bring him to justice while the ghoul is looking for his family. Where's my fucking family from season 1? I was sort of, rather than going through episode by episode, I'll sort of just like mention each character. They're together to begin with, and they find who we find out are Kaiser's Legion slaves. Well, a slave and a legionnaire. Legionnaire's dead. Slave is like pinned down and dying. Like, oh, give me a stim pack. And Lucy decides, they get attacked by rad scorpions. Lucy decides to save the slave rather than save the ghoul. And she tries to take her back. When they finally get there in episode 3, the slave just gets murdered anyway. So it's all for nothing. And Lucy tries to tell them that they're pronouncing Caesar wrong. And they hang her up and crucify her like they do with everybody else. Where are you, what do you think of Kaiser's Legion so far? Because they're a big part of the New Vegas game.
Right. My background with Fallout is I played 3 up until it's revealed that your father, when you're looking for your father and it's about the water. I never actually finished it. I got right to the end and I was like, this is dumb. And then I stopped. Didn't play New Vegas. And then I played a bit of 4 because you were losing your mind about it. And I was like, I'll see what it's about. And I didn't. I got to where you start building your base and stuff. Yeah. And that was about it.
Which is very much not a Ryman thing. Yeah. Whereas that's how I've spent probably 90% of my hours on Fallout 4 is base building.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I really do like all the different factions and I like all the lore around the different vaults and stuff.
Yeah.
What are they called? The Roman...
Kaiser's Legion. Because they've read the word Caesar rather than heard the word Caesar. So they pronounce Caesar Kaiser. That's the whole joke.
Right. Yeah, look, I think they're very chaotic. I think who's the head guy? He's kind of you sort of saw him as a little bit level-headed, then he was I don't know, balls to the wall crazy. But I guess everyone's a little bit crazy in this universe because it's the post-apocalyptic. So no one's I don't know, super grounded I don't know, our present-day society where everyone's a little bit grey morals based on their experience and their I don't know, law or whatever based on what they're dealing with.
Everyone thinks they know how to save the world in their own way. That's the running trend.
Yeah, so look, I think they're very, very interesting.
They are.
The whole vault with the kid from Hannah Montana. What's his name?
The kid from Hannah Montana. That's how you know him.
Yeah. Norm.
Yeah, Norm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting because they got out into the sand, or they got outside of the vault after the robot.
Yeah.
Was
after Bud.
Yeah. So I think there's lots and lots of moving parts. I do like the ghoul. The ghoul's pretty cool.
He's one of the best characters.
He feels a little bit invincible.
Yeah.
How's that?
He does, but I don't think that's a fault. Personally.
No. Also, did Lucy have any training with guns or anything? Because to be able to hit, she did. Okay, because to be able to hit that rope,
excellent marksman.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all.
Is insane.
In the first episode of the first season. I mean, look, I've watched the first season 5 times now, so I get it. Maybe more. I don't know. Anyway, in the first episode of the first season, it starts with Lucy, she's applying to get a grant to marry someone from Vault 32. And she, says I'm an excellent marksman and I'm good at this and good at that and whatever. Yeah, so her thing is that she's a really good shot, which I love. I think that's fantastic. I love that she's strong and reliable and can. The whole opening scene at Novak, which is where she's standing inside the head of the giant, it was like a gorilla, Jesus Christ, a Godzilla looking thing.
Yeah.
That's a little township called Novak, which is in the New Vegas games.
Gotcha.
That whole scene's fantastic with the Great Khans, which is another faction in the New Vegas games as well.
Yeah. Look, I do miss out on the little bits and pieces, but it's like it's not groundbreaking. Like it's still
100%
pieces it together and it still flows.
I'm watching it with my wife and she hasn't played New Vegas, and I still think it's not like she's watching it and being like, oh well, who's that, who's that, who's that. Like the show's feeding you enough information as it goes along that you don't need to have all the reference knowledge. But knowing it, I'm like, oh, that's so, like I'm getting giddy over little moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's like me with all the Marvel stuff and it's,
exactly
the Devil May Cry and I get it. Mm-hmm. Also appreciated the recap at the start of episode 1 because
I skipped it. You needed it.
I was like, this has been a little while, but yeah.
I rewatched season 1 like a few days. I finished watching it a few days before season 2 came out, so I didn't need the fucking. It was a long recap. It was like 5-10 minutes long.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Which is
the Brotherhood are interesting as well because they're on the brink of like civil war and stuff.
Yes,
they're a big faction, aren't they? The Brotherhood.
Brotherhood's massive.
That's one of the storylines in 4 because I remember you saying something or other.
They're deeply involved in nearly all of them. Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. I like that the Brotherhood, because they're so morally grey, black leaning, you're constantly on this sort of like fence with them whether you like them or not, but obviously they're terrible, but you also support Maximus. I love that we get a Brotherhood paladin from the Commonwealth, which is like Eastern states, which is where 4 and 3 are set. And like seeing the difference in Western states versus Eastern states Brotherhood, and seeing how different Brotherhood do different things, and because they are all the Brotherhood and they all have the same sort of goal, which is to harbor and protect pre-war technology. How they go about that is very different depending on where they are in the states, and yeah, they're great. I mean, they're horrible, but I love them. And yeah, the whole thing with Maximus and like how he's now the sword, and I forget the guy's name, the one who's like leading them, the elder, the cleric, I forget his fucking name now, but it's not important. How he's just like using him, and Maximus is now stuck in this position of like, well, I finally have some power, but I'm nothing but a tool, a weapon. And he's struggling with that as well. And the whole scene in episode 3 where Maximus, and I forget the other guy's name, but how they go off and do their little adventure, and Maximus gets to go out there and fuck shit up and fight some robots and all that. Such a fun scene, and it just ends with like chaos, Xander, Kamal Nanjiani's character, who's fantastic in this. He's looking so good as well. I'm sure you know Kamal, right?
Yeah, I recognized him. And I was like, you're quite charismatic. And then when he was like getting all the smooth skin and was it like whatever with the kids? And then, I was like, whoa, that's and he did it like so calmly and like super calculated. I was
absolutely
like, that's quite sinister.
And that's a Brotherhood. They think, again, just like everybody else, every other faction and organization, everything, they think they're saving the world the right way. And they see, they see ghouls and anything that's not human really as an abomination. And it's interesting because like the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, this guy's awesome. Like, look at the way he's showing Maximus how much, the Brotherhood can be fun and not just following orders, and you can make your own orders if you go to the Commonwealth, and you're like, oh wow, I was winning him over. And then straight away you see he's still a horrible fucking person like everybody else in the Brotherhood is.
Yeah.
But really fun scenes. That guy's nearly 50. Jesus Christ. Looks great. And then, yeah, you mentioned Norm freeing everybody from Vault 31 and like lying to them about whether or not, lying to them about who he is and their, job and everything, which makes sense. What other plot lines were there? I'm trying to think back.
You don't get much of the old Vault 33 with the lady with the eye patch has taken over. And then
correct, well, she's now in 32.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
But yeah, relevant.
She's taken over the guy that's like somehow taken on the role of father of the baby.
Oh, Chet. Like, yeah. And he's just like, it's not my baby.
Yeah. He's definitely going to have a role to play with bringing the Vault down somehow, but they focus too much on it.
Yeah. And they're also looking at, man, I'm sorry, the character's name is Reg. So Reg was one of the council of the original Vault. And then he got sent. He and Woody were like the two people fighting for Overseer when, what's her name, was voted in instead. I should have done some studying with names. You think I'd know this in how fucking times I watched it. And yeah, I'm wondering now because he started a meeting group for like products of incest.
Okay.
Do you remember that in episode 1? No,
bits and pieces of it. Yeah,
that's fine.
No,
yeah.
no.
So I'm wondering if he will have a bit of a role, like you said, to play in revealing the truth of the vaults and stuff. Because besides Norm, no one else knows. I mean, Chet has a bit of an idea of what's going on. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how that all plays out.
Now that Norm's on the surface with his ragtag and cryo people.
Yeah.
So
and will Norm attempt, because Norm still thinks that Lucy's out looking for their dad.
Right.
So I wonder if Norm is going to go try and find Lucy now, or if he's going to try re-establish an external colony with his new people, or we'll see.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm excited for the next episode. It comes out tomorrow. It should be about 11 o'clock our time. Similar release times to like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. That's pretty typical. Yeah, look, now we can talk just a little bit about what's good about it. The writing is so fucking good. There's multiple scenes. There's one in particular that I can think of in episode 3 where it's like the flashback with Cooper Howard listening to this speech done by one of his like really long-term war buddies. He's delivering this amazing speech. At the same time, the speech is like, it connects with present day Cooper Howard. It connects with post-apocalypse, the Ghoul. It connects there's so many layers to what's happening with that speech and the way that the story is being told at that point, and how it flashes back between multiple timelines to tie it all together. I think that the writing of this is so fucking good. It could have been so easy to just slap a show together, like they did with the Halo show, right? Slap a show together with a famous IP and be like, yeah, look, everyone come watch it. And the fans would have liked it because we would have seen all our things we wanted to see.
I don't know, the Halo one didn't work.
No, because they didn't listen to the fans at all. But this is fantastic. The writing is fucking awesome. The score's great. I love that every character has their own like musical motif. You have like that like with the Ghoul. Brotherhood have their own like score, and Maximus has his own separate one as well. And they use it in minor and major keys to change tone, but still keeping the same motif. Like it's clever the whole way through. There's so much to love.
Yeah. With these sort of shows, like the scale is so big. Same with like Game of Thrones, where I get attached to certain storylines and I want more of their storylines, where I don't care so much of a few of the others.
Yeah.
A number of the flashbacks and stuff. I'm like, let's move on a little bit quicker because I want to see them. Yeah, but like I'm not that fussed about how the world got into the post-apocalyptic stuff. I'm rather like invested in Lucy and Maximus and them dealing with the current situation rather than like going, this is why we're in post-apocalyptic. Like I don't really. It's kind of like I've moved on a little bit with like The Last of Us, where it was like in the show where they were like, this is how it happened, where we got the flashbacks into like them creating the cordyceps and stuff. I was like, yeah, it's like I'd kind of rather just deal with them surviving in the current day rather than.
Sure. Yeah, like, I don't agree with that, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's fine. I get invested into the characters and them surviving in their current situations rather than, I don't know, setting it up. Because I've seen heaps of TikToks and you've told me about laws of the vaults. And like I find that so interesting rather than being like, we wanted to make heaps of money or have heaps of control, so we're going to release all these bombs. Like, okay.
Yep.
To me, that's more interesting, where the craziness that they did with all the vaults.
All the experiments.
They're wild.
They're cool as hell, yep. And there's lots to discover. But the lore runs so deep, it's kind of like, where do you stop? Like, if you start delving into the lore of the vaults and everything, it's like, okay, there's hundreds of vaults to try and explore. Even in the area, there'd be dozens, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know. There's nothing particularly wrong with the show at all.
And I love the flashbacks. Just to go back to that point really quick, because I love learning about the pre-war. It's kind of like the whole thing that, you know, to understand where we are now, we need to understand where we were. And I'm in the games. All we really get are like terminal logs and diary entries and stuff. Anything pre-war. At the beginning of 4, you get a little bit of time, before you head into a vault and all that. Like, it's fine. And it's interesting to learn about, but to actually see pre-war, like 1950s aesthetic of this futuristic world with like nuclear power rather than transistor power and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's really cool to see. And I really like the way they do it. I really like all those scenes, but I can see from your perspective, like, especially when the goal and everything else is so cool.
Yeah, like, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know, I want it to like hurry up so we can get back into the other storylines.
Yeah.
And I did that with Game of Thrones as well. It was like certain storylines I was like, I want to spend more time with these people. But
that's how I felt in season 1. Anything with the Ghoul, Lucy, or the Vault, I was more attached to than Maximus stuff. But I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like Maximus and the Brotherhood, that all that stuff's happening is so interesting. I love that, like, all we're seeing everywhere are these little civil wars. Kaiser's Legion, who are having a civil war between the two sides after. It also sets in, just to set up really quickly, it also sets in stone one of the possible endings of New Vegas, because they're united under Kaiser in New Vegas. So like, it's, the fact that Kaiser is dead now and there's two arguing sides sort of sets up one of the endings. A few possible endings. Which is interesting. We saw Victor, the little robot with like the cowboy robot. I love that scene. 2 cowboys having a chat. Victor is like a character you see really early in the game of New Vegas and throughout the whole game as well. And all the house stuff, I'm really curious to see what's going on there. I like that there's a lot of questions being asked already. Are also getting, like, I'm ready to get into my only sort of like critique, I guess, if you can call it that, is I'm ready to get to Vegas.
Okay.
I want to see New Vegas. I want to see the outskirts. I want to start seeing, like, I want to see the Strip. I want to see the Tops Casino and the Gomorrah and all that. Like, they're all the things I'm really excited for, being a New Vegas player. I'm sort of just ready. Like, okay, we spent enough time getting there. Can we get there soon? But it'll happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Good things, those who wait, etc.
Yeah. Nice.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, any other?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, in general, the acting is really good. The writing's great. All things I would have said last time we watched it a while ago. But it's fantastic. It's my favorite thing at the moment. I wish there was more. I wish it wasn't weekly because I just want to binge the fuck out of it.
Yeah, the weekly release is interesting.
Yeah, I like batch releases at this stage.
Yeah, even if they release 2 at a time, I reckon would have been nicer.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. The weekly releases, I think it's a timepiece now. Where
I think of the past.
I think if they released a whole season, I would have been annoyed. But also, if it was like, I don't know, part 1, part 2, part 3, or whatever, kind of like what they do with they did with Stranger Things. I didn't mind that, where it was like they released the first half and then the second half. I don't mind that.
Yeah, Arcane did 3-episode batches.
Yeah.
Even 2 episodes would be fine, something like that. But yeah, only because I'm just hungry for more. But yeah, it's still great. Yeah. It's so good. I'm at a 5.
Ooh, okay.
I love it. I love it so much. And as I would have said last time we watched the first season, and I said this earlier as well, I'm so impressed that it's a really fucking good show, regardless of whether or not you're attached to the IP like I am. And if you are attached, it's incredible. There's like I'm so, when I was like a teenager or like, you know, upper teen playing the games, I was always like, how good would a fucking show be? A movie or whatever about Fallout? Where's my Fallout movie? I'm really glad it didn't exist back then because it would have been slapped together and died. Like we had a really good time where someone like Prime can throw money at a show like this and do it right. And it's been done perfectly. So I have no critiques.
It's always a gamble with Prime though, because look at the Power of the Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're terrible.
Yeah.
But
upsetting.
Like I get it. This was me with the Netflix Devil May Cry. Like, I love the Devil May Cry stuff. Where a few of the storylines I'm not super into, but overall it's like 4.5. Like it's very, very good.
Which one would you like?
Let's go 4.
4. Sure. I reckon it'll make a difference because we'll discuss Supreme soon. But
okay.
Yeah, shit's good. Shit's fantastic. I have so much more to say, but I mean, there's not much point in saying everything. But yeah, every episode I sit there with my wife and like go through, what about this? What about that? And like have these little debriefs for every episode. And yeah, there's so much. There's so much. It's just brilliant.
Yeah. All
right, Marty Supreme, go for it.
All right, so I picked this one because I saw the trailer and it was like about a man who has a dream that no one's going to stop him from a dream, and I love those kind of storylines where it was like, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. I did not realize this was based on very loosely based, because I had to go look it up. Based on the real life table tennis player, which his nickname was the Needle apparently, but is apparently extremely dramatized compared to the real story. But this is Marty Masura. I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. Mouser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. So he is a table tennis player, which I never realize table tennis was such a big thing. Like normally, well, here in Australia, table tennis never gets a real look in at all.
No, but in the right circles, I guess.
Yeah, there's some table tennis clubs and stuff, but whatever. He is a prodigy. They call him like a prodigy of table tennis. He is working at his uncle's shoe store, and he's quite charismatic. He is given a chance,
mouthy.
like he has the gift of the gab, I guess you would say.
Shut up.
Yeah, so he gets offered a manager role in the shoe store, which is above his cousin. So that becomes a bit of a thing, kind of a catalyst of moments, but not really, but whatever. It's focused on. He has a dream that he wants to go and compete in this table tennis tournament. He obviously has to get some money. We get a early love interest with Rachel, who you see she comes in and there's a whole little love scene. I did not expect the intro scene where it was like the actual the sperm swimming up
going towards the egg and everything.
Yeah, I was like, that's a weird intro, but whatever.
It's effective.
Yeah. Well, obviously she gets pregnant, so it's quite effective.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So they have, after the intro, we see Marty going about his table tennis. So he's training. He gets into one of the table tennis people. What's that? Is it Murray? I forget all the bigger players, but he talks about how the white ball is very hard to see against people wearing white. So he introduces like the orange ball.
Oh, right. That's his uncle.
And he's like,
oh, no, he's his friend's dad.
Yeah. So he's like, because he owns a sports store or something or other.
Yeah. Like, oh, we need orange balls, which eventually becomes a thing. So,
yeah. So, you know, whatever. He's got a point, because I guess a white ball would be hard to see when you. I don't think it's that big, but whatever.
Maybe it is kind of high level.
Maybe like tennis. Like if tennis wasn't using a yellow ball. I don't know.
Well, that's his reference is that tennis is like upper class sport. It's considered like elegant and elite. And he's trying to say like table tennis could be the same, but because we're forced to use a white ball, we're forced not to wear white.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So Marty has this tournament and he needs money to be able to get to this tournament. So the only way he can get enough money is if he robs his current employer.
Yep.
So he goes in.
And he's owed money. You know, his uncle owes him money, but it turns out his uncle's trying to withhold money so he won't go chase his dream and will actually just manage the shoe store like he's been promised.
Yeah, but he ends up robbing the store at gunpoint, and he points a gun at his cousin and is like, then drops the truth bombs to his cousin. It's like, I'm the manager, you've been passed over.
Yeah.
And then gets the money, goes to the tournament. But as he gets to the tournament, he meets Kay Stone, who's played by Gwyneth Paltrow, that's the one, who is married to a Rothwell Inc. or something or other.
Yep.
So they're super famous, the Rothwell families, depending on which side of TikTok you are, whether it's the conspiracy side or not. Apparently the Rothwells own like majority of the world. But whatever. There's neither here nor there.
Not part of that TikTok world.
No. My TikTok feeds are wild. But anyway, he meets her. He gets her like room number, contact, and is like, meet me here if I can get this apple appear in the bowl. There's a whole love interest there.
Yeah.
Where
she's a famous Hollywood actor in this film.
Ex-Hollywood actor, because she's then moving on to Broadway.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Timothy Chalamet surprised me in this one because
he's amazing.
I hated him in most of the scenes. There was some scenes where I was like, I kind of like you, but most of the time I hated him. I was
the character, not the actor.
Yeah, like the character.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Yeah.
Like he did amazing in terms of being like, oh my God, I want you to succeed, but also I hate you in like every fiber of your being. Like
which is an impressive thing for a main character. For a 2.5 hour movie, when you spend the entire movie with him, you do end up really disliking him, but you also really want him to succeed. Like you have this weird, like I'm rooting for you, but you also fucking suck. You don't deserve anything good to happen to you, but I want the good things to happen to you. It's strange.
Right. It's so bizarre. So even the table tennis stuff, I was like, this is actually shot really well. So I really like sport films where they're, it's the grand escapade of he's playing, what's his name? Enzo, the Japanese
Endo.
Table tennis, Endo. That was really cool, all the fancy shots, and he ends up losing, and you get this like, obviously he's not a good loser, and loses his mind, and he tries to do a redemption arc, but then has to like find money, and there's the whole scene with the dog, where it's like, even like when he's in the bathtub and the bathtub falls down, and the guy's arm gets trapped, and then the dog goes, and there's money, and my God, it spirals.
Chaos. Yeah, the whole movie is chaos.
Thing. And it doesn't let up. Like the pace of this is insane.
It's nuts.
I was like, this is crazy. And even like when Rachel is like, it's your baby. So there's like that whole, she's with whoever the other partner is.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Marty, this is your baby. And then she's like putting makeup on to say that he like, the other partner beats her. And I was like, no one in this film I like, but somehow I want Marty to succeed, but I hate you at the same time. It was a weird dynamic for this film.
Yeah, it's a common theme. I think because of its setting, post World War II, there's this like mentality for a lot of people that like, I need to look out for myself of that era. And I think that's the common theme of this. Like every single person manipulates and, does what they need to do to anybody else around them in order to benefit themselves. Everyone does it. Every single character. And I love that. The only character that's kind of pure is Tyler, the Creator's character, Wally.
Yeah.
And he gets fucked over.
Because he's driving a taxi, and there's all sorts. They do like a whole, was it called sharking? Or where they scam people, where it was like,
like hustling.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, I didn't realize that was Tyler, the Creator, because he does music and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, 100% as a rapper.
Yeah,
he's funny as in this. He's like, his character's amazing, and I think when Timothy is doing like this, I don't think this deserves an Oscar, but I honestly would be okay if this got a nomination. Timothy's role. I think is amazing. But then Tyler Creator in the same scenes as him holds his own and does amazing. And he's so funny and charismatic, but also you feel for him and like you feel bad because he's being manipulated by Timothy's bullshit. And he's fantastic. Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, the same director as Uncut Gems.
Correct. Yep. So the Safdie brothers were doing films together, and then they're not split, but they're off doing their own things now as well. The other one did Fighting Machine recently. Is that what it's called? Smashing Machine. Smashing Machine.
Oh, yeah. With The Rock.
No, it's with Callum Drift. Yeah. I don't know who The Rock is anymore. Dwayne Johnson. Who's Callum Drift?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's them. But anyway, continue. Just wanted to point out how good Tyler did in this, because I knew the guy could act, but he's fucking awesome in this. He's so good.
Yeah, so this continually escalates, and it's like every time you think Marty's almost there, something else happens, and then he has to manipulate more people to be able to get to that next step.
Yeah.
And then we even get like another, I don't know, I guess you'd call it the final showdown, where Marty gets a shot of redemption against Endo, where it's like, it's not even an official like match, but he's also kind of one of those.
But anyway. Irrelevant.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we get to the point where we get that final redemption arc, and you're like, yeah, he's finally going to beat him, where Endo didn't really get that much like screen time, but I don't know, those shots where it was like he does that spin move and he was like doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything, and you've got the showmanship of like Marty, because Marty comes across, he wears like the pink where he's doing the exhibition stuff. It reminded me of it reminded me more of like what's his name, the UFC fighter that was Conor McGregor, where how Conor McGregor made waves. It was like he has that sort of persona where it was like you want to see him do it, but also you want to see him like lose at the same time.
Yeah. That's how I felt with Ronda Rousey. Like, I like watching her fight. She was good, but I also couldn't wait for her to watch her lose. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they embodied that sort of like rivalry and the showmanship, and
for sure,
the characters are just crazy that you hate them, but you also want to see them succeed. And it's just
they all suck.
Yeah. For 2 hours and 29 minutes, whatever, it was like non-stop. Balls
it's
to the
nuts.
walls.
And there's so many different storylines. Like there's the guy with the dog who ends up being like a mafia guy. There's all the stuff with Rachel. There's all the stuff with Gwyneth Paltrow's character. His uncle who's trying to get him to run the shop. His mum's trying to get him to settle down, but his mum's also manipulating him into like, oh, come home, I'm dying, like all this shit. Fran Drescher as well from fucking The Nanny. We love Fran. There's all these little like stories that feel so separated, all just tied together by Marty's chaos. But the ending combines it all together so perfectly. Like I never would have expected everything to tie together the way that it did. Like that was really the moment that I went from this is a fun movie to this is a really good movie. Like the writing is fucking brilliant. The pacing's insane, but the payoff is fantastic.
Yeah. This took me by surprise. I was not expecting this based off the trailer. I was like, oh, this is just going to be, I don't know, a biopic. It is not a biopic, apparently.
No.
Apparently it's extremely dramatized to the original story, and it's taken a lot of creativity for where they need to. But it was a very deserving, fun ride.
Yeah, it's sick.
That was crazy.
I love the way it's like shot. I love the one thing that my wife actually pointed out, because she didn't watch it with me, but she was in the room like on her computer while I was watching it. And she asked when is it set? And I was like, oh, it's set in the 50s. She's like, oh, weird. I would have thought it was set in the 80s. But because based on what she could hear and the way it's filmed and stuff. But I think what's so interesting about it is it's set in the 50s, but it's made almost like a film from the 80s. Like the way it uses like musical montages and the way it uses like even transitions and a lot of like not long. The 80s didn't have like cinematic long one-ers a lot. It was just sort of like convenient one-ers because that's how films were made back then. There's a lot of that as well. It almost feels like a homage to 80s filmmaking in a way, but yeah, a lot of it's, I don't know, it's great. There's a lot I want to say. I think that it's fucking great. It goes up there in my favorite movies of 2025 for sure.
2026.
Well, it came out last year. Technically.
Yeah. Technically.
So it's the best movie I've seen in 2026, but I think it could be one of my favorite movies from 2025.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Top 5 for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Look, again, I didn't have much wrong with this one either. It was like, I don't know, hated every character, but also wanted to see them succeed. It was crazy.
And I love how much winning that end, because in Marty's perspective, his whole life started unraveling when he lost to Endo in the first championship. And not that he ever says it, but he's like, you know, everything would have been fine if he won that, you know, in his little broken brain. So for him to finally get the chance to go back to Japan or go to Japan and face Endo again, but he had to lose. And I love the scene with him and Rothwell, his first name I forget, where he's like, "Oh, come with me to Japan, and you can face Endo again, and I'll pay you like $1,000, which works out to be like 15 grand today. I'll fly over there and all this." It's like, yeah. But you have to lose. And he has so much pride, Marty, that he can't do it. You know, like all expenses paid. He could have made money. He could have done everything he needed and put his name, solidified his name as one of the greats in the sport and recompeted and everything. But it's just that a common theme of this movie is just how much pride some people have, and how much, what's the saying, like the pride before the fall, or whatever it is, like how much you have to lose if you're just full of pride. That's his whole thing. Like his entire world crumbles, and he's constantly owing people money. He owes $700 to his uncle and $1,500 to the company who he stole the money from when he put himself up in the Ritz. And he doesn't even care that he owes all this money to people. He just keeps trying to find more hustles to try and pay it back and manipulate people. But like you said, you still want him to do well. And that end scene when he beats Endo, like you feel as happy as he does.
Yeah.
But it really means nothing. Like it's not for an event or anything. It doesn't win him anything. If anything, it hurts his reputation. All he had to do was lose, but he had to win.
Yeah, and even like the knockback where it was like, oh, and then I'll be in the tournament. And then he's like, no, I've already done all the brackets. I'm not doing it again.
Because he's a little shit, so he just fucking annoys everyone. No one wants to work with him. No one wants to put him in tournaments or anything because he's a piece of shit. He sucks. He has a bad attitude. He treats everyone poorly. And he can't see that.
Well, no. Yeah. I don't know, this one caught me off guard. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, it's great.
I was expecting more of focus on table tennis. It was like forehand, backhand, the strategies of table tennis.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's even like a montage of them doing like random tricks and like a exhibition with it was an offsider that he was doing tricks with, where they were doing like the pots and pans and
who was like an ex like Auschwitz, not Auschwitz specifically, but an ex like internment camp. Because he had a little barcode on it, like a barcode, but like, the little numbers on his arm. Yeah. And he told the story about when he was disarming bombs out on his own, he would cover himself in honey and then go back to his like camp and they'd all eat the honey off his skin. And in a movie where there's so much moving chaos that we only get a lot of heartfelt moments in this story. Like there isn't a lot of emotion, I don't think, as you watch this. But that scene was incredibly emotional, and I think that's such an important moment to sort of solidify where we are in history. Like this is like, less than a decade after World War II. There's still so much repercussion.
Yeah.
The world is still so affected by it. This is brilliant. Put simply, it's masterful.
It's crazy. But again, I don't know. I don't even know. I did want more table tennis stuff, but I feel like that would have taken away from a number of the stories.
Yeah.
But
I know you would have,
Yeah. Still really, really good. I'm sitting at a very, very solid 4.
A 4. I got a 4.5. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Nearly a 5. There are a couple moments where I thought it was a little long, especially sort of Act 2, the hour and a half to 2 hour mark. I was like, okay, I'm ready to move on now. But getting the payoff, I disagree. I don't think any of it. There's no fat. There's nothing that I thought should have been cut once I got the payoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4.5, which means we're only very, very closely, but it means I win this week.
It was a close run.
Yeah, my bias towards Fallout 1, but what can you expect?
Whatever. It would have been like me winning on a Devil May Cry.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah, it's fun.
So another punishment movie from me. Oof.
Ooh.
Decision making time.
Ooh. Okay. This will be interesting.
Yeah. Sure.
Well then.
Wrap us up, boy.
You know what to do. You listen on Spotify, Apple Music, or iHeartRadio and all the other stuff. Make sure you give a 5-star rating. If you listen on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And all we ask is that you tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell them all or tell one, please.
Anyone, tell them all. Tell people on the bus, wherever you're listening. And we'll see you guys next time. Boys.
Love yous.